There's sometimes a process to how things go, right? You sign a player to a contract, they play well for you, and eventually they want another contract. And you got to sit there as a GM and go, all right, well, we got this money allocated here. We have the richest quarterback contract guaranteed money and cap hit in league history. All right, circle that. So when I hear Amari Cooper is skipping mandatory minicamp for the unexcused, that was the word of the day yesterday, was unexcused absence. I look at it and I think it's just part of this process. Now, it still comes back to Andrew Berry having to make a decision. Is he willing to remedy this situation with Amari Cooper quickly? There's only so much money to go around. You've got some guys paid up. You need some deals for some other people. It's not quite as simple. I'm not playing Madden with Ryan here and I just go, I'll give the money to everybody. That's when you just go and you change the salary cap and the settings. Go, I don't really care. Just make all the trades you want. Andrew Berry's got to be smart about the right thing to do for the Cleveland Browns. I would like to believe Amari Cooper is a big part of the future for the Cleveland Browns. And I think he will be. So him missing minicamp, as much as people are freaking out about Aaron Rodgers and this and that, it's a part of the process. I'm not going to get concerned about it. That being said, though, do you give him the deal? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah needs a deal. Myles Garrett eventually will need another deal. The restructure of Watson, it all comes back to the forefront, man. What are you going to do this offseason with some of your players that need a new deal? We'll help Andrew Berry make that decision this morning. Guards! Take that, Drew!
Got it, folks.
Bangalorean! Having to walk out of there. Great American Ballpark is a nice ballpark. Been there. It's very nice. It's all right. You know it. You've been there, too.
Been there
it's
many
a nice
times.
little park
No,
there.
I'm just playing. It is nice.
Nailer. Jack, man, take that. So that's one. In our bet with the guys from Cincinnati, we got it cleared out tonight. Oh, wait, we got our ace on the hill.
I know,
in
that's
Tanner
the best part
Bybee.
about
Take that, guys. We'll get to that coming up with the guards, including the one thing they have to do before the trade deadline. Bradford Doolittle, one of your favorite dudes. What?
Adam Schefter just tweeted, brotherly business. Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey have become the largest investors in fast-growing independent light beer drink garage beer.
No, they haven't.
It's the first time the brothers are significant owners and operators in a business together.
Wow.
And Garage Beer just tweeted out.
Whoa, let's go. Let's go. Kelsey's on the show, man. Hit your shot. What is right behind you, Ryan?
Wow.
Garage Beer.
I got to take a pic of that.
Yeah. Let's go, guys. Hell yeah. Wow. What are you taking a picture of?
This.
Oh, I thought you were taking a picture of me.
I got to find the best picture.
Let's go. It's smart to be in with Garage Beer. We are. The Kelseys are. Good business to be in.
Wow, dude, that's awesome.
That's great, man.
That's
Good
incredible.
for them. Good for them. Great news to start things off this morning. Congratulations. I said Schefter. I was like, wait a minute. What's going on here? The Kelsey brothers. The fastest growing independent light beer.
Let's go.
Congratulations,
Get him
man.
at the
That's
golf
awesome.
outing.
That's a cool shot. What golf outing are you talking about, Ryan? We got a golf outing coming to our guys at Garage Beer. August. Ryan's future wife, Paige Spranik, will be there.
Yes.
You'll marry her, then divorce her. That's how it goes. That's, But hey, man, good for you. Great news to start. All right, we got guards, the move they got to make before the trade deadline. I have some interesting things around the NFL as well, and I got an NBA mock. We're getting close to that. Cavs maybe hiring their head coach today. We got the grid. We got the bracket. We got the morning update, time up. We got it all for you right here on a Wednesday. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. I want to crack a Garage Beer in honor.
Dude, that just got me hyped.
That's good for them, man. That's awesome. And I think so much about, we have been partners with Garage Beer for a little bit now, for quite a little bit.
Imagine just the traction from that Schefter ad of Garage Beer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, go see what their followers are at right now.
6.4.
Oh, it'll be over 10 by the end of the day. Mark that down. Good for them, man. Congratulations. And obviously, we do a lot with Garage Beer, so the Kelseys will be on our shows one day. How could they not be? Maybe they'll be at our golf outing. You never know. So that's awesome, man. Good for them. We got plenty coming up. We do have to start with the bracket, though, this morning, because we're doing the best director. And Scorsese and Spielberg are going to run away with it. We need to do our rat tail, though. So we have 3 directors for 1 spot. Hitchcock, George Lucas, and Clint Eastwood. Only one gets in. Ryan, can you set it for an hour and a half on the vote?
Yes.
An hour and a half on the vote. They get the last spot into our director bracket this week. Clint Eastwood, George Lucas, and Alfred Hitchcock. Because Eastwood was in, I gave Ryan flack for Hitchcock. Other people gave Ryan flack for George Lucas. So we'll decide one of those spots coming up at the end of the show, and then we'll reveal brackets 3 and 4, and we'll get to our finals coming up on that. To start with Amari Cooper, and yesterday was obviously a big day about Aaron Rodgers not showing up. We'll discuss that coming up, whatever, all that. But I also look at it with, this is not out of the norm. Amari Cooper, I don't mean to take a shot, but an aging player that is still playing at an elite level, and he's got 1 year left on his contract. He wants another one. It's that simple. I wish it was so simple to just say, here's a deal, here's a 3-year extension, don't even think about it, and we move forward. What we have to remember in this whole situation is this isn't money for the right now, right? You look at the Browns cap space, they don't have very much, and you get all worried. You're like, man, how can they sign him? This isn't about now. This is about 26 and 7, and if you want to sign these guys, and the same thing Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, that is money that you're trying to spend over the next couple of years. You don't need that money right now. They'll give him a signing bonus that's not against the cap, and you move it on forward for money down the road. Now, inherently, Watson and his contract do play a factor into this. If the Browns feel like they're going to be carrying this cap hit from Watson and not restructuring him, it's not so easy just to hand out deals and say, okay, here you go, and spending money you don't quite have. Andrew Berry and really the entire NFL, they're so smart. They have these capologist people. They crunch the numbers. It starts with the quarterback. No bones about it. Then you start, okay, you paid a wide receiver. Well, you paid Jerry Jeudy. You gave him that money. David Njoku was paid up. You have spent some money on the offensive line, but that's old money, right? Those Teller and Bitonio extensions were 2 years ago. Posick, last year, right, for Posick, and you don't know what you're going to have to do with your tackles yet. So there's money you have to allocate to say we're going to have to invest this on the offensive line. Eventually, if DeJuan Jones becomes a player, going to have to spend that. More on the forefront, what are you doing with Greg Newsome, and where's MJ Emerson's contract extension? Ooh, I thought he's got 2 years left, right?
Yeah, because if Greg's still...
Yeah, he's got 2 years. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is entering the final year of his rookie deal. Wait, wasn't Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and Greg Newsome in the same draft?
Yeah.
And they picked up his fifth-year option, for next year. Right? Yeah, because there was a big debate this offseason about the fifth-year option.
Yes, because he was a
for
first
next
round.
year.
Yes.
That's right. But I was just thrown off on that. So, so they're both entering year 4. MJ was after them. He's got 2 more years.
Yep.
So I want to post this, and I don't think we need to put MJ in this. But the 2 contracts facing the Browns right now, you got to get done. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and now Amari Cooper. If you could do one of those deals this offseason, which one would you do? If you could get a deal done right now, and I would imagine the Browns will do one of those, if not both, but I would assume at least one. Which one would you do? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah or Amari Cooper? Ryan and I are a little split on this because I start with Amari Cooper. You're going to have to pay. You saw just the buttload of money that got handed out to wide receivers this offseason. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you Amari Cooper is on the level of Justin Jefferson or even A.J. Brown or any of those guys. But as the top gets pushed up, that drags the floor with you. As the ceiling keeps going up, that keeps dragging the floor. And much like the quarterbacks, the longer you wait, the more it costs you. When you see other guys get paid, now you've got a barometer, and that usually costs you more. So ideally, you would have liked to have thought the Browns would have done this back in February and jumped the gun and got this. Well, they did that. They signed Jerry Jeudy. Am I ready to just give a deal to Amari Cooper? And this is so hard because I say that and you inherently think I'm saying I think Amari Cooper's not very good or he's not worth the money. And that's not the case at all. That trade, genius. Now, again, he left Dallas because they didn't want to pay him. You got him here. He fits in this offense. He's been a great player. The fans love him. Checks every box. But now we're talking dollars. Now we're down to the nitty-gritty and sitting here saying, all right, now it's time. Rubber's hitting the road. What are you going to ask for? What are the Browns willing to pay? It's not that easy. It's not that easy to look at a guy that's pushing 30, that's had successful years, but you traded for Jerry. The ultimate question is, do you see Amari Cooper being a productive player in this offense 3 years from now? That's where I think the crux of this argument is going to come back and how they're going to sit down and negotiate this. He's going to want guaranteed money. And the Browns, with, again, some cap space, maybe could find a way to get him some of that early, and then you put those void years in, you play the games, and you do what you need to do to make it fit. But then again, this all swirls underneath, what are you doing with Deshaun Watson? And I don't know if I was going to read through this article today or not, but I thought it was pretty interesting on ESPN this morning that Dan Graziano, over a couple of weeks, interviewed a dozen NFL general managers. And some were named in here, Brandon Beane, Jason Light. And they talked about building a team, right? And he came out with 4 pillars that he found as a common thread amongst NFL general managers on how you build a team. No shock, number 1, find a quarterback. And they write about it the 2 ways you do it. You draft a guy or you pay for a guy. And they talked about the cap hits and the percentage, right? Brandon Beane. If the top quarterbacks are going to get 18% of the cap, the next time you do a deal, it's going to be 24% of your cap. And even with the cap going up, it's not matching what you're at with the quarterbacks. And they talk about Deshaun Watson. The average hit for a top 10 quarterback in the NFL this season is $42.1 million. That is 16.5% of the NFL cap. Deshaun Watson's is $64 million, $20 million more, and it jumps to 25% of the Browns' cap. Now, what Graziano writes is they're likely to restructure his deal this summer to knock that number down. Are they? Graziano knows more than I do, but you know where I stand on it. I don't think they're going to. You bite the bullet, you eat a chunk of it now. That comes back to Amari Cooper.
Yep.
If you don't restructure Watson and you take a chunk out of it now, that potentially frees you up for a Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah deal, frees you up for an Amari Cooper deal, Miles redone deal, MJ. Like, there's a list. There's a lot of guys that are coming up. And it all starts with Watson. So as I sit here, and our question is, who would you rather do with the deal of Amari Cooper? So I talked about Cooper. A little aging, but fits this offense, and wide receivers are just getting paid. Let's flip over to Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He needs a deal. He's at the end of his rookie deal. He's only ascended under Jim Schwartz's defense. And he is more of the, you draft your guy, you develop him, then you sign him. You don't want to let Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah walk out the door. But I'm also not an idiot, at least not all the time. He's a linebacker. And again, a great player, he's a linebacker. And I would take a third wide receiver over a linebacker. That's just the way the NFL is built up today. Not saying I don't want him here. And I'm also not saying that his deal might be the easier one to do. You know, my mom used to always, I don't know why, you know, your parents tell you stuff, and obviously that's part of life. Things stick with you. My mom used to always tell me this about doing chores. She goes, do the thing you don't want to do first. Do the one thing you don't want to do first.
Very true.
Just get it out of the way. The Amari Cooper deal is the harder one to do. Do you start with that and say this is the tougher one to do? Or do you start with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who's going to be a lot less money, a lot, I would assume, easier to do, and you knock that out, you get it on the books, and then you approach the Cooper deal? That's why I think it's an interesting question.
Well, I think where you have to start is, and I'm not saying that either one of them would do this, but let's just operate in the world right now where a holdout could possibly be a scenario.
Right. Obviously, that's already happening with Cooper.
Yeah,
Whether he shows up for
yes.
training camp, we'll find out.
And that's maybe when you start to worry.
Yeah.
But in the scenario where that does happen, and maybe you're going to disagree with me, but I don't think you would, going into next season alone, if you could only have one, you're picking Amari Cooper over JOK. I don't think that's a question.
Yes.
Because the unfortunate reality is you're all in on Deshaun Watson, and you're not giving him the option of Amari Cooper, your number one receiver there.
Yeah. Especially, like you said, to your point about next year, yes. Then we start talking down the road. But yes, 100% Amari Cooper. He's your number one receiver.
Yeah.
And he's your number one receiver, yes.
And if this could be a lot less complicated if we had an answer next year, if we truly knew we could live with Jerry Jeudy being a wide receiver one.
Well, there's a lot to find out, and I think there's a part of the Browns that want to see Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah again in this defense, right? Don't you want to see yet another one there? Just to get a little, just so like, you know, you want to prove what you think. You want to know what you think, and you already know the player you have in Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, but just prove it, knock us over the head with it, we'll get a deal done.
And then it comes back to money, because even if you're paying JOK as a top 5 linebacker
I'm looking
in the
up
league
linebacker
next year,
contracts.
I believe the most is what, like 20.
Well, it's I think like
mil.
Roquan Smith, right? Is he not a $100 million guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got $100 million. Fred Warner's near it. You
Over
talk
what,
about
is that 5 years?
average per year, right?
Is that 5 years?
Roquan got 100.
So 20.
20 a year, but then you want fully guaranteed.
But then you're going to wide receiver money. That wouldn't even crack.
Oh,
the
that's like top 10. Yeah, that's not even top 10, 100%. And it does kind of come back to how important are those positions. Here are your top linebackers. Roquan Smith, 20 a year. Fred Warner, 19. Tremaine Edmonds with the Bears, which it sounds like they regret that deal, is $18 million. Then a drop to Matt Milano at 14. Patrick Queen, 13. Azeez Al-Shaair, 11.3. Zaire Franklin and Olakon from the Jags. He's at 10, and so is Bobby Okereke. So I think Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, I'd put him around 12, 13, something like that. You're in the top 10. You're about 7, 8, somewhere around there. It's a lot less than what you're giving Amari Cooper, but then you talk about positional and what is more important there. So if you had to do one deal, which one are you doing? Ryan, which one are you doing? Cooper?
I'm doing Amari Cooper.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. I'm going to say Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I am. Because I also look at it of you do have Jerry Jeudy here. You already feel like there's a succession plan in place for that. And I also am going to ask Deshaun Watson to elevate some of these guys and turn them into the players that you hope that they can be. The other thing about Cooper's deal, he's going to want a lot of years and he's going to want a lot of guaranteed money. He's getting towards the twilight of his career. This is now what? Probably deal 4 for him, right? Did he get a deal with the Raiders? They traded him.
We talking about Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Would this be
I don't
his?
know if they ever gave him a rookie.
I mean, obviously he got his rookie deal.
And then he signed
a massive one with Dallas.
Yeah.
Did he sign another one? Spotrac. I know people go over the cap. I probably should do that, but whatever. No, so this would be his third deal. He signed that deal. Man, he only got 2 years in Dallas after signing that. He's owed a base of 20, prorated restructure. He's got a cap hit at $23 million with a couple of void years written into it. So for him, he's going to want, and this is his age 30 season. This is his age 30 season coming up. He's going to want to cover up the next 3 years, I think, of guaranteed money. It's a tough trigger to pull, man. Especially when you feel like you have that succession plan in place for him and you know that you're closer to not having him here than having him. Kind of lean Jock, man.
I understand, but
I think it's easier. I think he's your drafted guy, and I think they're maybe already preparing for a world without Amari Cooper.
I mean, you certainly have to prepare, and that's the whole point of getting these contingency plans. But I mean, if you roll out in a year next year, obviously not this upcoming season, I mean, are you comfortable with the receiving core of Jerry Jeudy? I don't think Elijah Moore is going to be here. Cedric Tillman,
right?
Jamari Thrash, and then whoever if they decide to draft a first-round wide receiver.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, especially, well, like you said, it all depends on Deshaun Watson. But for Amari Cooper, I understand he's going to be 30, right? He was still top 10 in receiving yards last season with 5 different starting quarterbacks. I know the age of decline is right around where he's at.
Yeah.
But he didn't show any signs of slowing down last year.
No, I agree with you. And I also think a little bit about where the offense is going to be, because that's another big piece of you think this is going to be a passing offense. You're going to need receivers like is Ken Dorsey coming in here going, I can't live without Amari Cooper.
I think Amari Cooper is good for another 3 years.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. That's not the last that we are going to be talking about when it comes up to unexcused absences. We'll get to Aaron Rodgers, but guards, what a win yesterday for them. Naylor, great. Still a little concerned about Tristan McKenzie, but man, is that bullpen filthy. Cade Smith is so damn good.
Tim Herron
was good.
Sam Henches.
Our guys in Cincy, they were sitting there going, oh, you don't know about the Reds rally. Oh, no, I do. Have you seen the Guardians bullpen? Go ahead, bring it on to us here.
Clase almost taking a dude's head off.
How did that guy not have a concussion? Seriously. And I know he stayed in the game, but like, I'm assuming he's getting a concussion test this morning.
They said it was a former NFL dude.
All right. Well, there you go. So, Class A filthy again. We're going for 2 in a row tonight. We'll get to our boost coming up in a little bit. But obviously with the Guardians, we know they're playing well. This is great. The Royals got throttled last night.
Always good to see.
It's already starting to come around, man. Starting to fall into place here, Pepper. Here we go. So we get back to the trade deadline, which is still a month and a half away. But Bradford Doolittle, ESPN writer, he went through every team and what they have to do before the trade deadline. So he actually put this in 4 tiers. Tier 1, arming for October. These are playoff teams. They're making a push. Number 2, positioning to get into a push. Number 3, you're not out of it yet. And then number 4 is your rebuilding teams. So arming for October, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Orioles, and your Cleveland Guardians. What do they need to do before the deadline? Bradford writes, how much of the Guardians' magical start is real, and how much of it has been, well, magic? Jose Ramirez is driving in, at this point, 150-plus runs. Stephen Kwan batting, did you see this about Kwan? Of 150 plate appearances, which, again, he had to miss some time, but he'll get back into qualifying. He's batting .380. The next closest guy is .330. He's got a 50-point lead. And he writes, can Stephen Kwan really hit .370? We'll see. And the often impenetrable bullpen, can they potentially be overlooked? Or overworked, excuse me.
Blue Jays are already selling off 2 minutes ago.
What'd they do?
Dodgers are acquiring super utility man, according to Jeff Passan, Kevin Biggio.
Oh, Biggio?
Blue Jays.
You know who his dad is. Correct. Biggio. Longtime Houston Astro. All right, yeah, they're selling pieces off. You know, Bo Bichette was a potential name there. They got to hold on to Vladdy, right? You think he's going
to have to hold on to one?
I would think so. So back to the Guardians here from Doolittle. There's no obviously indicators that suggest that what Cleveland has done is a fluke. All right, let me redo that here. There are no obvious indicators that suggest what Cleveland has done is a fluke. But to the extent to which the Guardians are actually a World Series contender needs to be determined over the next few weeks. If the Guardians are really this good, the organization that often takes a passive approach to the deadline might need to aggressive when it comes to patching any remaining holes. Okay, so what do they need to do?
We know what they need to do.
Well, starting pitcher. I was waiting for him to say, like, go do this, right? Go do that. Some of the other teams, he says, go get this guy, go do that. All right, well, he just says we're in this and we'll find out over the next couple of weeks. All right, great. Good job for the guards. Go get a starting pitcher. I think that's all kind of what we need to do there with the guards. To the NBA, we're waiting on the coaching. We'll see. They're going to bring these guys in for a second go around here. I don't like the Lakers that they're meddling and kind of waiting to see what happens with all that. But we got to get ready for the draft. So we did a draft the other day about the Guardians. The Brown. We know the Guardians. Well, I think I know who they're taking at 1. I think it's going to be Condon. I think it's got to be him. You know, you see that bat, the home runs, and I know the other guys are big names too, but I think you're taking Charlie Condon. Now, for the Cavs at 20, we had one. It was Kyle Flapowski. It was Zach Edey. CBS Sports, Yves Missy, center out of Baylor. He's 6'11", averaged 11 points, 5.5 rebounds at Baylor in his 1 year. And he writes up, if Cleveland ever elects to break up their twin towers of Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, which I think they might do, this would give them a rim-running, shot-blocking lob threat waiting in the wings to develop. You know the thing about Missy? He's only 19. He's only played 4 years of organized basketball. And I'm an expert because I watched a 10-second clip of him this morning. Mm-hmm. He can move, man. Mm-hmm. He can dribble. He doesn't shoot threes. He's not that kind of guy. But, like, he's got a little, again, he looks like Evan Mobley. Seriously, he looks a lot like Evan Mobley. He's 6'11", 229 pounds. I weigh the same amount as him, and he's 8 inches taller than I am. 9 inches taller than me. So he looks a little like that. Raw, developing, potential, just wanted to throw out there. By the way, Zach Edey goes 21. Kyle Flapowski's already gone in this mock. So just as a reference to where the Cavs are at as we get ready to go. And I asked this question yesterday. Are they drafting for themselves or are they drafting for another team? If they're really trying to get some of these trades cooked up, then they can make a move or they can make a selection that maybe helps them facilitate a trade. I think if anything, it's going to be a 3-team trade. You try to unload Garland. I'll tell you this. I have had a shift. I don't know if they're going to get rid of both of them. Remember when we did neither both about Garland and Allen leaving?
Well, it's according to Kobe. I mean, it seems as though.
Well, he doesn't want to trade anybody. He's going to have to trade somebody. I know he doesn't want to, but he has to.
Well, I'm saying I was just more so saying for Darius. I think Jarrett is gone. But I think there's a real possibility.
Then you have to factor in that Clutch said if Donovan stays, Darius wants to go.
That's true. But I wonder how much smoke. But why would that be smoke at the same time? I
mean, they know that he probably is in a better spot. So I don't know. I mean, those are all things that Kobe's going to have to navigate on this. I've had a little shift on that where I just think it's going to be one of them, and I actually think it's just going to be Jarrett Allen.
Are there just no wings in this draft that we could acquire at 20?
I mean, at 20,
and I understand you're probably going to attack that if you want to if you trade Jarrett Allen, especially because you want a wing that actually has experience because you're in win now mode. But
I mean, around where the Cavs are picking is Carlton Carrington out of Pittsburgh. He's 6'4", but he's a point guard. Jacoby Walter out of Baylor, 6'5". Baylor Schneerman out of Creighton is 6'7".
Oh, he's disgusting.
He went
Bailey
22.
Shireman?
Yeah, Shireman, that guy.
He's disgusting. I would love him on my team.
He's at 22 in this mock.
He's gross.
So He's available.
He's gross.
Deron Holmes is a 6'9" power forward. That Ware kid who's a center. You know, a guy I thought about because he's going to be a lottery pick too, but like this one had him fall into, I think, no, he's way gone. Yeah, he's way gone. Dalton Connect. He's way gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be way gone. Yeah, I mean, again, are you drafting to help a trade or are you drafting to help your team?
Is it just a foregone, or I don't want to say foregone, but is it a possibility we just move Evan Mobley to center?
Oh, I think
we should.
No, I think that's happening. That's why I don't think, I think no matter what, Jarrett Allen is not on this team anymore. Like that I feel extremely confident in saying. Now, beyond that, you would assume Garland, that's one that I'm starting to maybe pump the brakes on a little bit. The Cavs will move Evan Mobley to center. That's happening. And when you see what the Spurs did, eventually moving Victor Wembanyama to center and seeing how he played there, you got to do that. And that's going to happen. And again, you're talking about an elite defender in Wembanyama, and Evan Mobley has the potential to be an elite defender. You have to move him to center. They're going to. And I don't know if he wants to play center. He might not want to, but sorry, man, that's what you're going to have to do. There's no question on that. So they move him to center. That makes Allen expendable, and you move on. I do think you get more back for Darius Garland. on that. But if you're necessitated to make a move and it's got to be Jared Allen, get a 3-team thing going, try to trade him out. You see kind of where it goes from there. All right, back to football, the unexcused absences yesterday. And I think about this because obviously Aaron Rodgers just commands all the news cycle. What? Okay. How poorly run are the Jets? Seriously. How horribly run are the Jets? So yesterday, they start their mandatory minicamp, and Robert Saleh makes it a point to say Hassan Reddick isn't here. And he goes, I talked to him. Basically, we know why he's not here, and it's it. And then he goes, Aaron Rodgers isn't here. All you had to do is shut up after that. Aaron Rodgers isn't here. And if they grill you, because they're going to ask you follow-up questions, and they go, is this an excused absence or an unexcused absence? And all you got to say is, he's not here. You got to go into, well, he's at an event that he really thought was important to him. So now you're saying he's at an event that he thinks is important, but we actually don't think is that important. And then it comes out this morning from Diana Rossini, he ain't showing up all week. He's done. He's somewhere else. He wanted to get away from football.
Maybe he's on The Masked Singer.
It's just everybody's asking, where is he? Where is he? I joked on ESPN last night. How bad are the Jets going to look if it comes out that he's at some charity event? He's raising money for something, and the Jets go, yeah, we don't think that's a worthwhile excuse for you not to be here. Now, again, he could be off in the woods taking ayahuasca. He could be at a political rally for a three-letter acronym potential candidate there. I don't want to talk about that, but where is he? You wonder. The thing is, just all you had to do if you're the Jets is come out and say, Hassan Reddick's not here. It's inexcused. Aaron Rodgers is not here. It's inexcused. I'll be taking no further questions. They're not here. That's it. Are you going to fine him? That's our business, right? And the things with the fines, day one, like $13,000. Day two, it's like, oh man, I can't remember.
I think it's like 45.
45 or something like that. And then it gets like 160 or something like that on the third day. And the teams can rescind those fines. Remember, they did that with Baker. When they were trying to trade Baker, he didn't show up. They just rescinded those fines. The 49ers with Nick Bosa. He wanted a new deal. When they got it done, they said, we're going to take these fines away. So, and I'm sure the Browns, I don't know, would you take away Amari Cooper's fine?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
With the Rodgers thing, though, I just found it so weird about how badly they screwed that up. And this is the guy that you have made known. He knows that, you know that, and I know that. He owns that freaking team.
I know. They give him too much leverage.
It's his team. Robert Saleh's got nothing.
And he
to
played,
say
what,
to
5
Aaron
snaps
Rodgers.
for them.
And he's sitting there trying to piss him off and tell him that he's got the power in. Well, he's not here. Yeah, we know he's not here. All you had to say was he's not here. Don't worry about it. Like, just what a misstep by the Jets. So I think it's funny to watch it kind of to play out that way of him not screwing this up, but like for the Jets to just have all of these missteps on what they want to do with him. He's a weird guy. He's a guy that does his own kind of thing, and you all of a sudden now have a problem with it? And especially when he was there for all the OTAs. He was there for most of the offseason program. He wanted to bail on this. Why didn't the Jets just come out and say, hey, we talked to Aaron. He let us know he wasn't going to be here this week. He's been here every day up until then. He's not here. Could have been that easy.
Musical.
What's that?
Maybe he's catching a musical.
Where do you think he is? What do you think he's doing? Diana Rossini said he just wanted to get away from football.
Maybe he's shooting some content with Alex Jones.
Okay, let's watch that.
I'm allowed to say that.
I'm not saying you're not, but just watch associating yourself with that guy. We'll get sued too. Diana Rossini. Aaron Rodgers is now skipping all of the Jets' mandatory minicamp this week because he prefers to be somewhere else away from football. He's already sick of it. What's he going to do when he comes back to training camp? Man, am I sick of football. Just hang him up, buddy. Just be done. You don't want to be around football anymore, that's fine. But he wants to be away from football. Okay, buddy. Do what you need to do. Back to the Browns. I want to update our Twitter question this morning because obviously the Browns had one of these as well yesterday with Amari Cooper. Much different situation, but Amari Cooper is not there. Who'd you give the deal to? If you were able to sit down with Andrew Berry and you had 2 deals on the table here, you can sign Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah to an extension. You can sign Amari Cooper to an extension. Which one are you picking? Ryan, early results.
60-40 Favor of Jock.
That's interesting. Now, I voted Jock. I thought people would go with Amari. Now, again, we're smart football fans here. People know the value of defense and the linebacker position. I get all of it. But I think it's a little... Would you say that Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah being drafted here, do you think that is impacting this at all? You don't want to let your draft picks walk out the door?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, go look at Andrew Berry's history.
Yeah, and that's, again, the biggest thing about drafting guys, keeping them around. And that's probably one of the best things for GMs when they say they find guys like that. And being able to look at it and say, we drafted him, wasn't even like a first-round pick. We kind of found this guy, and you work on it from there. And you give him this deal, and he's ascended to a borderline all-pro type of player. That's the dream for everybody. Now, the dream is assembling the right NFL team. Back to this Dan Graziano article this morning on ESPN. So Dan, over the last couple of weeks, sat down with 12 different NFL GMs and tried to pull back the curtain on how they run their teams, digging deep on quarterbacks, contract structures, draft philosophies, free agency theories, and the importance of culture. These were the 4 most common threads that he found from these GMs over his research over the last couple of weeks. We mentioned the first one. Number 1, you got to find a quarterback. And teams find themselves in different situations. Do you still have a quarterback on a rookie deal, a veteran getting played $50+ million, or somewhere in the middle? Is your guy your long-term answer? Can't even answer that question for the Browns. You don't have that. Honestly, you don't even have that. You don't have a guy that's on a rookie deal, and you don't even have a guy making $50 million a year. You got a guy on the biggest cap hit in NFL history right now. And I cannot answer that question unequivocally if he is the future guy. I hope he is. We'll find that out this season, but you don't even have that done. And we know, and just take a look at all these other teams. You find your guy, you mash the gas. You hit the go button, and you make some other moves. And we'll get to talk about the Rams and what they did to go win a Super Bowl. But trend number 1 is finding that quarterback. And they bring up Watson in this deal. The average cap hit for the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL is $42 million. Deshaun Watson's this year is 64. $22 million. That's like a whole nother starting level player that you got wrapped up in this. Average 16.5%. Watson is a quarter. 25% of the cap. Dude, Jared Goff is 11% of the cap. 11% of the Lions cap there. And you see about the deals that have been made, the trades, they go get Matt Stafford with the Rams and, extensions there and all that kind of stuff. But they start with the number 1, find the quarterback. That's pretty obvious. Number 2 of the trends for NFL GMs to build a team, identifying value and knowing when to spend. That's when they bring up the Rams, who said they went boys to the wall and said, we're going for it. We'll get you Jalen Ramsey. Here comes Von Miller. We'll spend all this money for the now, and we'll take our hit a little bit later. I don't feel like this applies to the Cleveland Browns. Now, it does on the statement of identifying value and knowing when to spend. I think the Browns are perfect. Every year they do some deal. Every year they just tick somebody else off. Grant Delpit, the line, whatever. This season, Jerry Jeudy. And you get one big extension a year, and you just keep cycling it through. It's Denzel Ward, and then the line, and then now this. Okay, so now you're here. So they identify their value. They know what they need. And I think they do a great job of knowing when to spend, of saying, we're just going to be even keel. We're not going to have a huge spike, which means a big dip. We're just going to keep this going, keep spending our money. And also, we are going to live up against the cap. We are going to spend the money. Jimmy and D has them, cut those checks. We're going to live up against the cap. That's the place you want to be. That gives you the biggest level of consistency that you can have. Number 3 on the GM's identified building a team, navigating that salary cap. The 49ers are the first team they bring up because Brock Purdy isn't going to be making $900,000 anymore. He's going to have to get paid, or you have to go find a cheaper replacement. And they talk about the Bengals, for instance, right? You paid up Joe Burrow, or you're going to have to pay up Joe Burrow. Did they pay Joe Burrow? Wait a minute. No, they didn't pay Joe Burrow yet, right?
Yeah, they did.
They did?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. Joe Burrow is paid. That's right. Jamar Chase, not paid, and neither is T. Higgins. But as they navigate this, you look at these teams, again, I think that's where the Browns are in a good spot. Most everybody is paid up. Is there anybody on this team, and it comes back to Amari Cooper, that you are really devastated is not paid up? I can't say devastated, because the guys that would be Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward. I think those, honestly, no joke right now, that's it. I'd like it to be Nick Chubb, and got to see what he can bring back this year. The offensive line is fine. The two guys that you can say you can't live without, Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, and they're good. And Myles will get another deal coming up. So when you talk about navigating the cap, you got to do it with the biggest egg in the basket, though. And that's Deshaun Watson. And frankly, I think Andrew Berry doesn't probably get talked about enough, Ryan. The fact that he's been able to navigate it as well as he has with the hindrance that deal has been, it's like a master. I mean, I know he got an extension. He deserves that just for navigating things with how he's had to do with Watson right now. Like, that's crazy that you've had to deal with that for the last couple of years. And then the final thing, the 4 pillars for GMs of building a team, something the Browns have very clearly done, and they've had it, build the culture. You have built the culture here, and I think how the Browns operate with their GM and how they give their deals, their culture is, if you're a good player for us, we're going to take care of you. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be tough decisions, but if you play to a level, which again comes back to Amari Cooper, we're going to take care of you. We're going to get you the deal that you want. Several GMs interviewed by Graziano said a big part of the culture piece of roster building requires an honest self-assessment of your building's infrastructure. What kind of support staff do you have? Who are the veterans on the roster who have the strongest influence on players? Who are the coaches? They interviewed John Schneider, and he said you have to evaluate your evaluators. How good are your area scouts? How good are the interviews that they're telling you? Are you evaluating coaches that they're coaching, identifying the next wave of your good coaches out there? That all comes back into it. And I feel like the Browns winning builds culture, no question. But you got to start with the other stuff. You got to start with the small stuff. And I know they'd always do that report card. And the Browns got some knocks this year for team travel or treatment of families or things like that. But you start with that, and then you can build out your players, get the right players in here, and you're off to the races. So those are the 4 pillars I thought up. And I think the Browns, again, for the 4, finding the quarterback. Okay, I guess we don't have all 4. They have identified value. They've navigated the cap extremely well, and they've built a culture. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. It's a passing grade in my book. 3 out of 4. The only thing is finding the quarterback. And there's still a chance that you did find the quarterback. You're just not going to get that answer until after this season. And it's going to be a long season trying to get that figured out. So we'll see how it goes. I want to get tonight figured out. We didn't do a boost. We'll get...
What do you mean we didn't do a boost?
Oh, no, I was talking about the basketball. Oh, you got it already?
Yeah.
Go! Suck it, Reds! That's a healthy damn little boost right there, buddy. Here we go, Typico! 3-leg tonight. We got Jose. I feel like Jose and Naylor just trade off home runs. We got a Naylor. Jose's due for tonight. Quan, is that not a lock?
Dude, he's unbelievable.
He's not a lock for 2 hits. And we'll get you on a little Tanner Bobby action right here. What do we got, Ryan?
That's plus 2,512.
Woo! Here we go. Typico. Download that app, folks. Use the code Fontana150. Deposit $150. I know it's a big ass. You get 2 $75 protected bets. I don't explain the protected bets well enough. Here's what you do. You take that bet. Say you want to put it on the Mavericks tonight. You win the bet. You win the bet. You get your money back and your winnings. But if you don't, with that protected bet, you're right back in, $75 right back into your account. That's the protected bet. So you're getting 2 $75 protected bets. And the other thing, this is all helping you out when it comes to the cashback rewards. It's the best in the industry, folks. Every bet you place, within a certain parameter, I shouldn't say every bet that you place, but the vast majority of bets that you will place tick towards your progression. I just want to, let me get you my progression here. Here we go. Well, no, I don't need a deposit. I still have money in my account. By the way, you can deposit Venmo. You can do it with your bank account. You can do whatever you want. All right, here we go. My progress on parlays. They just have to be plus 100 or better. And straight bets minus 150 or longer. Those bets count. adding it back up every bet that you do within that. Again, a plus 100 or longer for a parlay, minus 150 or longer for a straight bet. So I go to our parlay. Ooh, I got a golf one here. Oh, we talked about Tiger to make the cut. DeChambeau, first round leader at the U.S. Open. Baseball parlay boosted tonight. Brewers to beat the Jays, Dodgers to beat the Rangers, and the Phillies to beat the Red Sox. I kind of like that.
I like it.
I like that one. That's got $5 of my good earned money right there. Done. In. And we get to our boost. So you go right to the homepage here. And you go to Ohio Trending Boost if you want. Just go to regular. Actually, I'm just going to go to the game. MLB, 7 o'clock tonight, 7:10. Boost. Scrolled. We had a lot of boost for tonight. Here we are, folks. I put 10 on it yesterday. Ryan, do we do it again?
We have to.
10. Done. Boom. Right there. Got my cash back. I'm on my way for that. That much closer. Tipico code Fontana 150. When you sign up, you get those bonus bets. Or you get, again, the protected bets. You're off to the races. Cash back. Golf this weekend. Oh, is today Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday.
We got to do our bets later.
Yeah.
We got to do our bets later. Yeah. So we got to do that. Let's get to it. You want to do it later? Let's do it a little bit later in the show. So we'll get to our bets on that. Guards tonight. You know, I think about last night's game just on how they go. Are you worried about Tristan McKenzie? Are you worried?
It's hard not to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think about sorry, I text something from.
Unfortunately, the man, the myth, the NBA logo, Jerry West, has passed away.
Oh no.
86 years old.
Sucks, man. That sucks. Yeah, isn't that not really cool? You are the logo.
Yeah.
You are the logo. R.I.P. to Jerry West. To the Guardians, though, Tristan McKenzie, man. How much longer do we have with this? You're winning games. You are winning games with him. Of his starts going back through the month of May, I think you've lost 2 of those games, even when he's not pitching well. And I would say relative, was last night a bad start? I don't think so. And by the way, Vogt got him out of there in the perfect moment.
I thought
5 1/3 of 2-run baseball. I think, is that not a quality start? 5 innings and 2 runs. I think that's a quality start.
I wanted him to get pulled after he walked Ellie.
Yeah,
and then he went one more batter, which led to, I think, Ellie getting the third or whatever it was. But I mean, yes, horrible start, but a good overall start in terms of
you kept your team in it. But then again, what'd you have to do? You had to burn 4 of your bullpen guys. And Class A's human, again, if he's going to give up a run and still get the save, all 4.
Blame the streaker for that.
20 saves.
He threw Class A off his game.
Well, then poor Tyler Freeman's standing. Their guy comes up, try to shake his hand. Tyler Freeman's like, get away from me. Yeah. Then he does the backflip. That's how I knew it wasn't Drew. That's how I knew it wasn't Drew. I go, no offense to you, bro, but I was like, there's no way he just did a back. Landed it, stuck it. I thought about, what if the security guy hit him in the air and he like landed on his neck or something? And then just to flippantly tase him.
Yeah, that's soft.
Well, the thing is, and I'm not knocking security people, okay? A buddy of mine I used to play baseball with, he's a Cleveland police officer. And he loves baseball, so Wes is at the games all the time as the on-the-field, officer, right? Wes, I believe, why are the security people all 65 years old and can't run? Your job is to stop people getting on the field. If you cannot chase them down, then what is the point of you having that job?
No offense to people, but do you see how many obese cops there are?
Oh, yeah, trust me.
It's kind of ridiculous.
And I guess we're not helping the problem because maybe we need to go apply to the police academy and help things out here.
Do you know how many obese doctors there are?
Well,
think about that.
Are a little bit different. It's like
this
when you
is
go
a person you're molding your health after who's giving you health advice.
You go to a dentist that has really bad teeth. You're like, what are you doing?
I don't think it's wrong to say.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I don't think it's wrong to say, I don't want my doctor to be fat. I don't think that's wrong to say at all.
My doctor's not fat.
Neither is mine.
So she knows what she's doing. She's on it. My dentist is great. Been going to my dentist my whole life. He's great. He does the back, which was a great backflip. Then they just like rip it out with no regard and tase him. That's a little much. And I get, like, the pictures are awesome. The one from Getty where you see the prongs coming out and you see this kid just go like that. Is it worth it? He will be banned for life.
Wait, did you see his mugshot get leaked this
morning?
morning?
No, I didn't see the mugshot.
You can find it on Twitter.
What did he...
Go look up Sarah Elise.
S-A-R...
A-H. Elyse, I believe.
I got a lot here, man. Sarah Elise Fody. I'm just Googling Sarah Elise. Nope, I don't got it for you. Can I just Google mugshot?
Probably.
There's a lot of guys that might come up with that. Mugshot streaker. No, that's the streaker from the Waste Management Open, which is hilarious. I got the Super Bowl. I don't have this guy. What do you mean?
I'll find it.
Find it and send it to me. That guy's going to get banned for life from the stadium. And you might think like, oh, well, he'll just buy it from somebody else and, walk in and all. Don't they have these like facial recognition things now? He can't go online. He's never going to be able to go online again and buy tickets to go to a game. He's going to have a friend do it. What a pain in the ass. For what? For what? To say you did it? For a funny video of your buddies? What did he get charged with? Do you know? It's got to be part of.
Find out.
Find out. Like trespassing? Probably. Vagrancy? Here lies John Rambo, winner of the Congressional Medal of Honor, killed for vagrancy in Jerkwater, Iowa. Or whatever. Idaho. Montana. Jerkwater, Montana. Washington? Whatever. First Blood. Great flick. Go watch it. Because, like, I'm watching the game, right? So I didn't have the sound on. I was getting ready to do my show last night. And they paused the game, and I go, what's going on? And the funniest thing, and Drew had a good tweet, man. This is where we're at. They would not show the streaker. Like, the new thing in TV, and he had his clothes on. So do you still call him a streaker?
Yeah, I was.
He still got his clothes on.
I don't think it's a streaker.
So I'm sure it's twofold. They don't want to have any potential nudity. I mean, he could run out there and pull his pants down, but they also don't want to, give credence to what this guy is doing. They don't want all their buddies going, oh, if I go streaking, I'll get on TV too. Because I was like, what is going on?
Now I can't find it.
And now it's just, and the TV would not go off Emmanuel Classe just throwing and warming up. And then they had to drag him off the field, and they take him to the jail. He gets charged with whatever it is. I don't see, and again, I've been an idiot kid before, and I've been good and lubed up at games. Trust me. I've gone to games before. You're sneaking in mini-bob. Been there, okay? I've never once had the want to go run out onto the field. I don't. What's the point? What's the point? Say you did it. Would you get that framed and put it in your house? Hey, remember that guy that did the backflip at the Reds game? That was me. In today's
day, this is gonna kill me. I can't find it.
Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it this morning.
Hang on. Reds mugshot.
I thought her name was.
Hang on. I'm just gonna go to latest. You're gonna have to search through this here. No, man, they don't have it for some reason here. Yeah. By God, they scrubbed this. Because they're going to scrub that guy. You do not run on our field. You do not do it. Yeah, man, I can't find it. That's really weird.
Damn, I saw it this morning.
Why'd they
I found it.
All right, good.
Look up at Fox 19.
Fox 19?
At Fox 19.
Okay.
William Hendon, 19.
What an idiot. I bet his parents are thrilled.
Dude, yeah. Imagine getting that call.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, he looks like a... So here's the thing. At 19 years old, I don't think he was all drunk. He better not. He shouldn't have been.
I don't think he ever thought in a million years he would get tased.
Can I just, as a dad for a second, every job interview you have for the rest of your life is going to Google your name, and that's probably going to come up. The fan that ran onto the field at Great American Ballpark game did a bat flip after being tased, before being tased. Cincinnati arrested William Hendon, 19 of Cleves, on a felony charge of criminal trespassing and obstructing official business, which is a misdemeanor.
Patrick said, talking about a streaker than saying you're lubed up, sus.
I wasn't going to take it there, but you can take it there. That's just fine. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I've been to it. How about sauced? How is that better for you? Is that worse? Is that better
I've never
or
heard
worse?
somebody say lubed up.
You never heard that? About
No.
talking about getting drunk, getting lubed up?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Lubed up?
Yeah, you never heard that? I think it's maybe a golf thing because you're about swing lube. That's usually alcohol when you're out there golfing. Been sauced up, been buzzed, all that. Hendon, okay, so this is what they got him on. Because again, dude, that's a felony charge. That I'm sure they'll cop a plea deal and all that kind of stuff. Hendon did knowingly run. Do you think he did this knowingly? He did knowingly run onto the Reds playing field during a game without permission to do so, an officer wrote in the criminal complaint. Another court document says Hendon purposely impeded a public official's lawful duties with a purpose to delay his arrest by running from the police. He was booked in a Hamilton County Justice Center 10:51 last night, held overnight without bond. He had to do an overnighter. He's scheduled to make his first court appearance this morning. And they'll update this breaking news story of him running out onto the field. I would sit with my son, man. And I think about this as a parent so much now. These little things. Like, how much stupid crap did you do as a kid, right?
Oh, God.
And I'm not saying like a kid. I'm talking about, Brian, to be honest with you, your age right now, 23 or 21. How many times could you look back on and go, I almost died there. I almost died. I have just, and that fear, I think any parent out there can relate. That never will leave. That will always be there. But I would sit down with my son or my daughter and just be like, just not that. Don't do that. When you Google William Hendon, he's going to sit down with a job at J.P. Morgan. He's going to apply for an accounting job at Key Bank. And they're going to go, oh, I know you. Can you just chalk that up to being an idiot kid? Is it that simple, or is that something that as like an employer you'd be like, okay?
Well, it depends. I don't know. It also depends how far removed, I guess.
And I guess I'm putting a little on him. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's in the trades. And not to knock the trades. My whole family is in it. There's some sus people in the trades.
According to Evan Sidery of Forbes Sports, Cleveland is attempting to trade up in the draft, looking to get into the lottery.
Oh, talking about the Cavs?
Yes.
Trade up for what? Trade up for who?
Good question.
Trade who away?
Good question.
Okay, would you trade Jared Allen for a pick? Not a player. I mean, you get a player, but what I'm saying is like an unproven player.
For a lottery pick?
Yeah. I'm just going to go back to the CBS Sports draft, mock draft. So it sounds like that Alex Starr kid is going to go 1, the France kid. Then Donovan Clingan 2. Then Reicher, the other France kid, goes 3. Reed Shepard goes 4. Some kid out of the G League Ignite, 6'8", goes 5. Stephon Castle out of UConn goes 6. Dalton Connect goes 7. I mean, how far can you go? I'm trying to... Okay, here are the teams. The Spurs have the 8th overall pick that they got from the Raptors. If they wanted Darius Garland, would you give him Darius Garland for the 8th overall pick? I don't know how that money works. Like, you still have to make that work. I don't know how that goes. But they're there. The Jazz, who you have a history with already, are at 10. I don't know about making a deal with the Bulls at 11. Thunder 12, Kings are 13. I feel like the Kings want to make that pick. Portland is at 14. Isn't that Portland's second pick, though? No, that's their first. Or no, that is their second pick. They have 7 and 14. In this mock, they'd go Connect and Kyle Filipowski. Not a bad draft right
The
there.
same article said Portland's trying to get 2 picks in the lottery.
They already have 2 picks in the lottery.
Is 14 the lottery?
Yeah, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, technically. Because you have 16 teams that make the playoffs, so 14 is the last lottery pick. They mean top 10 from there. And they get that from Golden State. So they probably want to move up. So I see some teams that I could look at and say, like, okay, can you try to get a deal done here? Maybe not. I don't know. But if they want to move up, so be it. I'm all for it. All right, let's get to the morning update. We got more guards, more Browns. Certainly sprinkle in a little bit coming up as well with the Cavs as we wait to see what goes on there. Is today the day for that, Coach? We will find out. Folks, big play. Big play horse.
Yes.
You know, so I read a really interesting article this morning. And it was off CBS Sports about the idea of public ownership for professional teams. And they're saying the Packers are probably the best United States professional sports team that you understand. They're publicly owned. And it's a big thing for people to say that they get a share of the Packers. Do they actually get anything for that? No, they get a piece of paper that gets put up on their wall, right? But what they're talking about is Real Madrid and some of these other teams in soccer that have done it. Folks, it's making its way to the United States. It's already here with my racehorse. We have a racehorse here at Big Play. Lahaina Luck 22 is the name of the horse for now. We're on our way to naming this horse. And you can right now go to Big Play Horse on Twitter, easily find the link, or you can go to myracehorse.com or download the app and search for Lahaina Luck 22. That is our horse at Big Play. And you can buy a $60 share. That's one share. And you can buy as many shares as you'd like. $60 gets you in on this horse. And you could potentially, always risk of loss, but you could potentially be getting dividends.
Look at that beauty.
Look at that. He's a good-looking guy. Good-looking horse. You could buy a piece of that. Buy a hoof. Assuming our piece is on the ass somewhere, but whatever. You can buy a piece of this horse. And then again, for $60, you will get dividends when they win a race, for his stud fee eventually one day. What a cool gift for Father's Day. What a cool gift for yourself, for their horse racing person, or even just as a potential investment. Again, always risk of loss that could potentially happen, but I'm excited. On the app, the My Racehorse app, I get updates of when this horse is running, how they're doing, pictures, videos, and exclusive events. We'll have owners-only events here at Big Play, and also, it's not out of the realm. You can get down to Churchill Downs. They do lotteries for a lot of the team. Again, if the horse makes it there. And I want to say this, too, and I don't say it enough. This isn't some glue factory horse, okay? This is a horse that Ken and his team, right? It's not.
No, I know. That's just a crazy
that's
glue horse.
Well, how do you think they make glue back in the day? Why glue factory? It is what it is. This is a horse that is, it's prime, man. This is a good horse. This is a horse that you are going to potentially see in the Triple Crown racing next year. You can get it now for $60. Right now, it is a little bit underground. They're not marketing this on My Racehorse. This is really meant for us right now here at Big Play, for our listeners to get the jump on this, our viewers to get a jump on it. Just go follow Big Play Horse on Twitter. I've retweeted a couple of times. Check out My Racehorse and search for Lahaina Luck 22. What's going on here at Big Play? Great shows last night with Enter the Jungle, James Rapine and crew, Josh and Maria Cribbs. Did they steal our idea about the bracket? The pizza thing?
No, I think they just want one-off
okay.
thing.
I'm just making sure. They're doing the best pizza bracket there. I saw that on the show tonight. Drennan, bonus time with Bruce. Dude, tell me you don't want to hear it. Who's he? We haven't talked to him yet. I talked to him later. Who's he like for the U.S. Open? So Drennan coming up tonight. Got a lot of things rolling right here at Big Play. Check us out. BigPlay.com. Morning update. Grid.
Yeah.
Grid. We're hot. If you count that Ryan got all 5 of the movies yesterday, we only need 2 more immaculate grids for you to get a prize at the end of the, or for we're going to do a giveaway. We'll do that at the end of the week if we go perfect. So big day for the grid. That comes your way next. Stay with us. Fontana Show.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. And you saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
morning update. Plenty to get to. Certainly a little sad today is the announcement of Jerry West passing away. We'll get to that coming up. We got Cavs. We got Guardians tonight. We'll get back to our boost. We also, you know me, man, got to place a wager for tonight. You think the Mavs get back on board?
I don't have a choice.
What the hell is wrong with Kristaps Porzingis? Do we all have that?
I'm going to attempt to pronounce that in the morning.
All right, good. We'll get to that. Ryan's got the stories. Wednesday edition. Take it away.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, the Guardians are victorious in the first game against the Reds for the Battle of Ohio. Josh Naylor with an absolute tank to right field. Tristan McKenzie gets the win.
Somebody was going to get plunked because Josh is not afraid of the bat on the helmet thrown. The way he turned, I think he's getting thrown at today. A little feistiness between the Reds and the Guards. I like it, man. Okay. He botched that play at first in the ninth. Now, it didn't end up mattering. Still, there's some times, man, I don't know if I like him at first.
Oh, I don't.
He's fine in the lineup. He's borderline all-star. There's some plays at first base that leave me wanting a little bit more. But hey, man, you got to keep him in the lineup. There's something about him playing every day. He probably feels better. You know, there are guys that they don't feel right when they DH, right? They got to be out in the field. They got to be, part of the game all the way through. So, but nonetheless, great win. Did it again tonight. And, dude, I hate to tell you, I'm already scoreboard watching. Like, I already start looking around, right? And granted, it was easy to see last night because it was the Yankees, and everybody just, oh, my God, Aaron Judge. Oh, my God. You want a stat? You want to hear for this? Last night, Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge both went yard. That is the 43rd time as Yankees teammates that they went yard. They passed, it was Roger Maris and maybe DiMaggio. That's already 5th all-time in Yankees history for the most combo home runs. Then you look at just the gaudiness of that lineup. Volpe into Soto into Judge. Then they don't even have Giancarlo Stanton batting 4th. God, who was it? It was, Alex Verdugo. And then they still have Anthony Rizzo. Then Stanton, none of those guys, someone like Rizzo's hitting like 220. But Yankees, would you say they're the favorite to win the World Series? Them or the Dodgers? We sleeping on the Phillies?
Favorite right now is the Yankees.
Okay, 100%. I would agree with that.
100%.
So they're beating up on the Royals, which helps us a lot. Minnesota lost to the Rockies.
Minnesota.
Good. You got a 5.5 game lead, buddy, as we're getting towards middle of June. Let's rock, baby. Just keep winning, man. Just keep winning.
Alrighty, well, it is a must-win for the Dallas Mavericks as Game 3 of the NBA Finals is tonight. But the news that came out yesterday is Boston Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis
What's wrong with it, Brian?
Suffered what the team called a rare injury. Now I'm going to attempt this.
Here we go. Now, here's the thing. I have no idea to correct you on this. So
any doctors listening? The Celtics announced Tuesday that Porzingis has a torn medial retina...
I thought it was medial, but okay.
Retinaculum, allowing dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon in his left leg.
I mean, I know what posterior.
Pretty simple.
Oh, yeah. Dealt with that last year, Ryan. I don't know what the big deal is. So tibialis, I'm assuming that's the tibia in your leg. Yes, like you have a tib and a fib, right? Tibia, whatever. I don't know. So it's like... So he's got a left leg injury. Let's just call it that.
That's even more advanced than glenoid.
Yeah, the glenoid bone. They said it's rare, and he's going to have surgery. Now, the thing is, do you sit him already being up 2-0? Here's the thing. If the Celtics win one of these games in Dallas, they're winning the title. I'd sit him tonight. Now, the question is rest actually going to help this? They said he wasn't limping when he walked up to his press availability. And he keeps saying the right thing. Hey, I want to play. If the medical will clear me, great. Like, I want to go. But if you get out there, they're going to wear a sleeve and a brace, and you try to deal with it the best you can. You know, he get kicked again. You never know. Here's the thing I said last night that got my co-host, shout out to Q Myers. And I said this, and it kind of got him going. If I'm the Celtics, I have no reserve about putting him out there, even if it furthers the injury. He's not Giannis. Like, the Bucks kept Giannis out because he was at risk of rupturing his Achilles tendon, right? If Jason Tatum had this injury, we're having a different conversation. If Jaylen Brown had this injury, we're having a different conversation. Kristaps Porzingis is owed money next year. What is it, $20 or $30 million next year? I'm sorry. I'm going to be a cold-hearted son of a gun right now. I don't care if he gets hurt. Put him out there. And especially, this is for a championship. This isn't a first-round matchup. This is to go win a title. Put him out there. And especially if he wants to play, if he can play, you throw him out there. But I say that to say this. I'm sitting him in game 3. You got house money right now. You win one of these games against Dallas and in Dallas, you're winning the title. So I'd maybe sit him tonight to get him ready if you need him for game 4, but also you got that win in game 2 without him. I'd sit him. We'll get to our picks for later tonight. With the fact that I have money on Dallas winning the series, I don't think I have a choice but to ride Dallas tonight, but we'll get to our picks a little bit later.
Well, in one of the biggest travesties in recent memory in terms of sporting events, Matt, Joey Chestnut will not be competing in the annual 4th of July hot dog eating contest. George Shia, I'm assuming this guy he's a Major League Eating event organizer. He said it would be like Michael Jordan saying to Nike, I'm going to represent Adidas too. Joey Chestnut says, I love competing in that event. I love celebrating America with my fans all over this great country on the 4th. I've been training to defend my title. Sadly, this is the decision that they made. It will deprive the great fans of the holiday's usual joy and entertainment.
So here's the backstory, and I think it's actually more apt if Tiger Woods went to LIV. That is actually what this is like. Tiger Woods leaving for LIV. So Joey Chestnut has made his life of being a competitive eater. And there is a competitive eating circuit that you can get on and be a professional. Joey has passed all of that. He gets money to show up for the Cavs game to eat a bunch of pierogies. I interviewed Joey Chestnut one time. We were at the Final Four. He was there. He got an appearance fee, and he walks around and talks about eating food. Dude, he did one recently where he ate pints of ice cream. I got a brain freeze watching him do that. So Joey Chestnut has superseded Major League Eating. Nobody knows anything about it except him and except the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. This is the backstory. Nathan's was going to offer him $200,000 as his standard appearance fee to show up at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Impossible Foods, who makes the vegan burgers and dogs and all that, gave him a 4-year, $1.2 million deal. So if you averaged it out at a $200,000 a year, he's basically making an extra $200,000 on a guaranteed 4-year run. Then I think about this. Does Joey Chestnut even need that event anymore? He's Joey Chestnut. And could you imagine if he wanted to, and mark my words, write this down. You know this is going to happen.
Okay.
He's either going to go WWE and show up.
That'd be sick.
Like, could you imagine the morning of 4th of July on Coney Island? And they sit there and they go, he's here. He's in person here. And he walks out and decimates everybody. Or he just comes back next year. Now, I think coming back next year would dilute it a little bit. And the hot dog eating contest is one of those things you only watch it once a year. I don't know the ratings on ESPN and what it does, but everybody tunes in and it's fun to watch. And you just watch them dominate.
Maybe our boy Nick Weary will get the crown now.
Who's that?
He's been on Big Play.
Oh, has he? Okay, yeah.
Him and his wife are both professional Major League eaters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You be a pro. You're on the circuit. I get all of that. But it's like Joey realizes, I don't need you anymore. Nathan's Hot Dogs needs Joey Chestnut more than Joey Chestnut needs Nathan Hot Dog.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not to knock Nathan's Hot Dogs. The GOAT hot dog now resides at Costco.
Facts.
Costco, buddy.
Okay, that's the realest thing you've ever said.
Seriously. Is not the best hot dog on the market right now, Costco. And I'm not even talking about just the ones you get while you're there. You go buy that big pack that they got, because those are the ones they make at the food court anyway.
Their buns are incredible.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. The GOAT hot dog is now, and Sugardale's fine. And there's nothing like a Hebrew National, too, because they're like the thin, like beef hot dogs. The GOAT hot dog right now is Costco. That is it. That is the one. Now, Joey's selling out to Impossible Foods. He took the bag, man. I can't knock somebody for doing that. But I will also say this. Nathan's Hot Dog is in every single right to say absolutely not. Absolutely not. Golf did that a little while ago. Where when FedEx bought the playoffs and all that, they said nobody can have UPS. Louis Oosthuizen was the only player grandfathered in to say that he was allowed to have UPS. DHL, all those other ones, can't have it. Not if you want to play in the FedEx playoffs. They pay a lot of money for that. Sure, it's their brand. You can't come on and promote this or do that. And I say this to say this, Joey made a decision to do this too. But imagine just the hype that they got yesterday on all this news. No, they don't really say no such thing as bad publicity on this. They're the most talked about thing. Joey freaking Chestnut in the middle of the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, and Joey Chestnut dominated the news cycle yesterday. Good for them.
It's an attempt to sway
but again,
the election.
It's his decision as much as it is Nathan's hot dogs. Will you still watch? I probably still will. It's just what you do, right? It's just what you do. Get Kobayashi back. What's he doing? I think he just retired, though. I think he's done fine. But I think it'll all get worked out, and mark my words, he'll be back. This is Indiana Joey Chestnut.
All right, but lastly for the morning update, Matt, we were wrong. We guessed Justin Jefferson was going to be the next Madden cover athlete, but it is indeed Offensive Player of the Year last year, Christian McCaffrey.
He is the first running back since
Mr. Peyton Hillis.
Now, somebody gave crap about Adrian Peterson was on some other version of it, of like the side version of it.
Don't count.
But the first one since Peyton Hillis, so congratulations,
but
CMC.
You will not be buying. You'll be buying NCAA, correct?
Yes. My buddies and I were just texting it this morning because are you going to pay the extra money
they have that bundle
to get the 3-day early access?
No.
I will not.
I don't even know if I'm going to buy the game yet.
What do you mean?
I don't have time.
So here's the thing. I don't have time either. But my buddies we're going to do the online league. So I have to get it.
What is that?
I don't even actually know because I've never done it on Madden. NCAA online league. No, not okay. Not video game. Not March Madness.
You said you're not that good at Madden, right?
I wouldn't say I'm not. I just haven't played it in forever. Okay. Okay, so here's what the online league is versus the traditional online dynasty. This is a full FBS simulation-style college football league. Uh-oh. Fire alarm. I always get worried because, you never actually get up for a fire alarm, and then here comes a fireball, and you're like, crap.
I don't know.
I'm just going to keep going.
I don't think
it's that distracting. All right. Okay. Each coach is assigned a team to play the full schedule. Teams can have a dynasty that after meeting year-to-year contract goals, win goals, the coach can decide if they want to stay at a school or not. At the start of each season, a draft order is created. Based on wait a minute. So here's my question. If I just have 5 buddies and the 5 of us want to do an online league, and one takes Cincinnati and one takes Walsh. I know that's not true, but that's where my buddies went to school. And I take Akron. Can't we just play a series like a season and everything else gets simulated? I'm trying to figure out exactly what it's going to be. All right, college football online league. So somebody posted on a blog saying I've ran FIFA for 11 years. Stats for roster or whatever. I don't even know how to do this, man. So it's going to be, I'm extremely confused. An online dynasty. Because, we want to do an online league. We have to figure it out. I'm buying it. I'm not going to do the early access thing. I don't really care. But you're out. July. What is it? July, isn't it 25th or something like that? When's it come out?
I think
July 19th. July 19th it'll be out. You can pay the extra money if you want to get it early. I'll just get it when it comes out. And so be it. Be done. I'm excited for that. All right. Important day today.
So this is for what?
This is for technically 3 in a row for the straight grid. If you want to count 4 for the fact that you did the movies, let's see if we get through the week. Let's see if we do the week. Here we go. Immaculate grid. Got to go up and down. We got the Browns. That's good. To get us through the week, try to get you the giveaway there for our great listeners. Viewers, 10 sacks in a season. Go.
Aaron Donald?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Had to have.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say Von Miller, but yeah, Aaron Donald. J.J. Watt. Oh, wait. I like where your head is at, but can you come up with another one?
Yes, I can. DeAndre Hopkins.
10. Oh, yeah. Okay, good call. I thought you said for 10 sacks. I was like, what are you talking about? J.J. Watt. All right, I like our movement here. Nick Bosa, yeah. Okay. All right, let's knock out Browns. John Johnson the third. Not Odell, but John Johnson the third. There you go. Christian Kirksey. And you can go Alex Mack there if you'd like. We're going to motor through this today. I love it. All right, Cardinals, Rams.
Kurt Warner.
Oh, my God. All right.
This might be record time.
We're at a minute in. This
Cardinals, 49ers.
No, not Ted Ginn. Right?
No.
You didn't play for the Cardinals? Okay. Oh, Colt McCoy.
Did he play for the Niners?
Oh, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, like 99% sure that he did.
Look at us. That was a record. Wow.
Minute 28 in, buddy.
Wow.
Minute 28 in. Most popular, just to see how I go, please.
Kurt Warner, Odell, Aaron Donald, D-Hop, Deshaun Watson. Oh, yeah. J.J. Watt, Nick Bosa, Jeff Garcia, and Anquan Bolden.
Yeah. That was pretty quick on that. I love that very much. That was awesome. So well done. So now we're on this streak. We'll get it back again going tomorrow. I don't know. That was so fast. You want to try basketball? Might as well. We got the time.
I mean, we're kind of wrong.
All right, here we are. All right, 2,000 points.
20,000.
Or 20,000 in a career.
Dr. J.
Yeah. Here, I'll restart it for the essence of the time.
Hawks.
I mean,
Clyde Drexler?
I was going to say, yeah.
Or am I tripping?
No, that's
right.
Yeah, no, you're good. You could go Akeem Olajuwon. There's no way he didn't have.
No, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't have 20,000.
He played on the Hawks.
Is that not the team that he's known for?
The Rockets.
Oh, man, that could have been really bad.
Wasn't the Hawks?
Clyde Drexler sounds right.
I always mix them and the Raptors up for some reason. Tracy McGrady was the Raptors, right?
Oh, Clyde Drexler played for the. He played for the Portland Trailblazers, then the Rockets. You know, he never played.
Oh, Al Horford. Al Horford has to have 20,000 points. Al Horford has to have 20,000 points.
Okay, rip Al Horford. That's fine.
Or DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, he's probably got it.
How does he not?
Okay, maybe we shouldn't have done this.
And Al Horford doesn't.
How many career points is DeMar DeRozan?
Don't matter. We got the NFL one.
Yeah. Hang on. Stand by. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait. So DeMar DeRozan must not have ever played for the Hawks because he didn't, Ryan.
Oh, wait. Oh, I told you I always mix up the Hawks and Raptors.
Yeah, he played for the Raptors.
I'm well more versed in the NFL.
Is Kyle Korver? Kyle Korver's got to have 20,000 points, right?
I don't know. It's a lot of threes.
He doesn't. He only has 12,000 points. That's crazy. All right, well, yeah, we got the NFL one. That's all that really matters. So there you go. Play it on out. For the game tonight, for the finals, when you think about where has this been, I don't want to say that this is actually the worst case scenario for the NBA finals, but I think it is from this standpoint. Don't nobody want to see the Celtics win. And you have a bunch of guys limping up and down the court. Like, we talk so much about the Porzingis injury, which sucks. Dude, Luka is a shell of himself. He can't even get up down the court. Kyrie's playing like crap. On top of, I already got into this NBA Finals, right, with a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like how the Eastern and Western Conference Finals went. I don't know what the TV ratings are, but I feel like it's not going well for the finals. What do you think about it? Like,
I mean, the games really haven't been that close either, so it's not like
that's another good point too. Like, it's been crappy basketball that we had to wait around for, and I'll put it this way: I don't feel like it's hitting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like the finals are hitting the way that I want them to, and I'm going into this as a casual fan, rooting against Boston like most casual fans probably are. I place my wagers on Tipico. We'll get to our odds and our trends a little bit later in the show, get our wagers for tonight. But I sit here and I'm just like, it's not doing it for me. It's really not. The layoff hurt, but then you just get into some really, really bad basketball, which isn't fun, man. It's not good.
And Luka's hurt.
That's my biggest thing. Watching him just lumber up and down the court, playing no defense at this point. The Mavericks seem to be on life support. Now, they win tonight, and you feel like maybe this starts to turn around. But I'm so conditioned now that the Celtics are just going to go win another championship, and that's the last thing that I want to see happen. I don't want to see that. So the finals, to the point of, I really think it's going about it's going about as bad as it could, and it's not fun. It's not a lot of fun to watch. And you think about where, like watching Kyrie not show up, that's got to be the linchpin of all of this. If Kyrie was playing better, I feel like we'd have a different series on our hands. He played like absolute crap in Boston. Is him just getting back to Dallas going to flip that switch tonight?
I mean, there's a reality where you do go back to Boston Game 5, and it is 2-2, and then things start to turn up. Like the old cliche, it doesn't start till you steal one on the road. So, I mean, it's still possible it could turn around, but it really is hinging on Kyrie.
The other part about where the Celtics have taken advantage of, and another reason why I think this finals has just been trash, you haven't had your star. I want it, if you had 2 games that Jason Tatum went out for 40 points, maybe you're feeling different. It's been Drew Holiday. It was Kristaps Porzingis. It's not even the stars showing up. And if they steal one in Dallas, this series is over. I think the NBA is going to take a good hard look at about them trying to and again, 3 days in between these games. Travel's fine. You want to do 3 days in between them leaving for Dallas, between Dallas and Boston, fine. The fact that they're trying to stretch this out, the fact that it's probably going to be over by next week anyway, what a fumble by the NBA, man. Just a fumble. And it comes back to just bad basketball. I think that's what we're seeing tonight. And bad basketball, you would think would lend to the Mavericks. You would think sloppy bad basketball would help Dallas out. But it's just not. It's not. And I'll stay up to watch the game tonight because, listen, I'm a fan. I'm going to watch 8:30 tonight. Stay up for that. But I've got no faith this is going to turn back into. And this is coming again. I took the Mavs in 6. They got to win 4 straight to get back in this and do it.
I mean, they went through a gauntlet in the West.
Mavs are 2.5-point favorites tonight. Over-under's 213.5.
I think it tells you something that, though, they're still a favorite.
Oh, because they're home.
Yeah, but
they're
still.
home. They're home. And I think the 213, I think that's a savory number. I kind of maybe like the over. We'll get to our trends. Let's do this. Let's catch our final break here in the morning. We come back. We'll dive into timeout. Another important day on the movies for you, Ryan. We'll get to that coming up as well. And then we will get to our trends for the game tonight. We'll place our wagers. We'll remind you of our Guardians bet for tonight. And we'll get our bracket set. I think it was
Clint's winning.
Clint Eastwood is winning our rat tail.
I told you Alfred's last.
All right. I guess you were right on that. So we'll get to that coming up. Stay with us. Fontana Show right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yep.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, we diving into time up. Got a lot to get to. We'll get to the bracket. We will get to our plays for tonight, but we start with a little bit of time hop, including just 1 year ago today, Ryan, the Nuggets win the title. They take the Heat down in the NBA Finals. When will the Nuggets win another title? Within the next 5 years, yes or no?
Oh, God, I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know,
Unless
man.
you can say yes for sure. I will tell you this. I've got in time hop a lot of, like, three-peats coming up here in a little bit. And obviously we're on this stretch of the last 7 NBA champions, so there's not even been a repeat, let alone a three-peat. I think the Nuggets will get back there within the next 5 years and win it. But they did win it last year, taking down the Heat. This day, 2020, the Browns and Myles Garrett began contract extension discussions. He needed it. He got it. He's only added value. And I know I'm jaded. And, like, I see Micah Parsons, and I see Nick Bosa, and I see TJ Watt, and they're all very good. But, like, a lot of this stuff, man, just tells you that Myles is... Again, you could throw him in a barrel and say, pick one out, they're all the same kind. There's something about Myles, though. There's something where I think he is truly the elite of the elite. And he's going to get paid like it. He deserves to get paid like it. And I've seen nothing of his game falling off. He's coming into the prime of his career. So you got the one deal. He'll get another one. But I will say this. You know, Myles, and I think even watching, like, Aaron Donald walk away, you know, Myles has a lot of other interests. He's doing a lot of other things. I don't think this is a guy who's playing until he's 36. You got to get the most out of him that you can while you can. The injuries certainly mount up. There's no avoiding all that. And he'll get another deal. You know, he'll get another massive deal. He'll probably go down. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Deshaun Watson level, but, like, he'll go down as potentially one of the players that has been paid the most by the Cleveland Browns ever. You know?
Well-deserved.
And it's well-deserved. He plays to that level, certainly. All right. Warriors beat the Cavs State 2017. They win the title in 5. Screw them.
Next.
Sure, cheating bastards. Also this day, 2017, MLB Draft. Indians did not have a first-round pick, but they took Tyler Freeman in the second round. They also picked up Jonathan Rodriguez, James Karinchak, and Eli Morgan, all in the 2017 draft in the MLB. That happened this day, 2017. This day, 2011, the Mavericks beat the Heat. Yes! We're all Mavaliers, man. We were all haters. We were all haters. Loved it this day, 2011. Talked about the three-peat. This day, 2002, the Lakers sweep the Nets on out to win their third straight title. This day, 1997, first ever interleague game was played. They went 126 years of baseball without interleague games. And now we have more. Everybody plays everybody every year. I like it. I think that's pretty cool. Talk about three-peats. This day, 1991, Bulls beat the Lakers in 5. That was the first of their three-peats going back to this day, 1991. You have to pick a team right now, the next team that'll three-peat. And it could be 15 years from now. But you got to pick a team that will be the next three-peat. Who do you think it'll be?
That's like impossible.
I know. I thought about that question off of all of this.
How about the Cavs?
It could be 10 years from now. It could legitimately be 10 years from now before we get our next three-peat. Like, you would say maybe Boston. They're staring down the barrel one. They should have a cakewalk through the East for the next couple of years.
I mean, maybe if, like, and this is
like if Webb and right. Like,
what if KD went back to the Thunder?
That's all of a sudden, like, did he see you responded to that guy?
Yeah.
He's like, you're not God or
work.
something
He's
like
like,
that. Go to work or something. He needs to delete his Twitter. Just don't even get wrapped up in that stuff, man. But yeah, I mean, that's how hard this is. Again, you just had, these were a dime a dozen. Everybody, just 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, something like that. Three-peats. I just thought it was an interesting question to see who you think the next three-peat would be. This day, 1965, Sonny and Cher made their debut as a duet on television. Sonny and Cher. I don't know. The Eminem lyric about Sonny. I didn't want to say it.
I don't know if I know what it is. What's the song?
I remember the song. It was off. I think it might even be in a skit off of, I think, the Marshall Mathers LP. He's like, Christopher Reeve, Sonny Bono skis horses and hitting some trees. Nah, not good, because it's not Sonny Bono passed away. But Eminem said it. I didn't. The first ever induction class at Cooperstown this day, 1939. If you had to guess, there were 5 players elected in the first class. Can you name one of them?
Babe?
That is correct.
Ty Cobb?
Yes.
Are these names I could get?
The next name up would be a guy that is very well known in baseball for his card.
Honus Wagner?
Honus Wagner is correct.
Ooh, okay. And then 2 more?
Yeah, they're both pitchers. I mean, again, they all pitched at some point, but these guys made it in as pitchers.
I probably won't get it.
Christy Mathewson.
Nope.
And Walter Johnson.
No.
So do you want to know why Honus Wagner's card is so valuable?
Why?
So they were sold. So back in the day, we all think about packs of bubble gum, right? Well, they used to sell baseball cards in packs of chewing tobacco. And that's how you get it. Honus Wagner didn't want it to be sold to kids. So he stopped the production of his cards. So there was just such a limited run of, like, what is it, the T101 or something like that of Honus Wagner. But the story goes that instead of there being a lot of these cards, he didn't want them put in with the tobacco. So he put the Ixnay on that. That's why those cards are so valuable, because there's so few of them. On top of the fact that he's a Hall of Famer and he's a really good player, this card was so hard to find because there were so limited amounts of them, because he didn't want it to be associated with tobacco brands.
Interesting.
So there you go. That's why his card is so valuable. This day, 1923, Harry Houdini escaped a straitjacket while being suspended upside down 40 feet in the air in New York.
Could you do that?
No. You got to dislocate your shoulder to get it out. And I wrestle with guys that could just dislocate their shoulder on, like, command, because they're just, once you stretch it out, it's, like, done. But, dude, no. And then, like, getting locked and then you think about magicians. When you think of magician, who do you think of? David Blaine? David Copperfield? Penn and Teller?
David Blaine.
Siegfried and Roy?
Houdini.
You're a real Houdini over there. I feel like that niche is kind of over. Like, to go see a magician, like, in person, not really. Can't tell you if I've ever done. This day, 1907, the Yankees, I tried to Google this. It's got to be an MLB record. They committed 11 errors in one game and fell in that game. It's crazy when you get 2 in a game, let alone 11. Very happy birthday goes out to Mr. Marv Albert. I miss him calling games, man. Hideki Matsui, former outfielder. Former offensive lineman for the Browns, Ryan Tucker. Antoine Jameson. Browns wide receiver, Andre Davis. Dallas Clark. Drew Holiday. Aaron Savali. George H.W. Bush. And Frank. Should I take Dave? Oh, no. James Franco is the piece of crap, isn't he? Dave Franco is fine. His brother.
Well, I don't know. What did James Franco do?
He was convicted of, like, running a...
well, that's the older one, yeah.
Yeah. He was basically like, I'll come help you with your career. And then he was sexually assaulted.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah, so, yeah. And James Franco's a piece of crap. Dave Franco, happy birthday to him. All right. 3 movies for you today. 2 of them... I don't know if this will help you not, but I'll just tell you. 2 of them are in my top 10 movies of all time. Not the first one, though. We start with a movie that came out this day, 2015.
2015, okay.
This was meant as a reboot of a very popular trilogy from the 90s. It then spawned 3 more movies, 2015 being the first of these next 3. And when I tell you the next 2 are utter steaming piles of crap, does that help you at all?
I don't think so.
I can do a couple different angles here.
Maze Runner?
No. Myles Garrett's a big fan of what?
Dinosaur. You are a notorious hater. Jurassic World.
Jurassic World is fine.
But then it's
the
like Dominion
next 2.
I only saw World.
Don't even see. You haven't seen the first of those 3?
Oh, isn't that the first one?
Your Jurassic World. That's the one that came out this day, 2015.
That's the one I saw, and I actually liked it.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. The Indominus Rex, he gets out. That I will watch if it's on. The next 2, what is it, Dominion and then Fallen Kingdom or something?
Yes.
Just horrible. Absolute. And they sucked me back in on the last one because they go, hey, Jeff Goldblum's coming back. And Laura Dern, who's still just so hot, coming back. You get Sam Neill back. You get Alan Grant back. Didn't need it.
Stinky.
And you want to know what, Ryan? They're making another one.
Are they really?
They are. I just saw it.
4 with Chris Pratt?
No, he's done. Even he's like, I'm
really?
over this crap. Marshall Ali, who, if they screw him up being Blade, I'm going to be super pissed. Because I need Blade. It better come out soon. He's in it, and I want to say Scarlett Johansson is in it too. Yep. It's Scarlett Johansson and Marshall Ali in the new Jurassic World feature. The dinosaurs, I'll tell you the plot. Dinosaurs escape and they're going to go to space now. That's what they're going to do.
They're going to space?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, like, how many times can the dinosaurs get out? You know what I'm saying? Like, and the last one they tried to create.
So
I'm like that. What else are you gonna do? What else is next?
Jason Voorhees went to space.
Right, Jason X. You talk about crap movies. What else are you gonna do? You're gonna send them to space? Spoiler alert: the dinosaurs get out. The funniest meme in the world is John Hammond spares no expense, hires one IT guy. That's it. Like, so what else can you do? Because in the last one, they tried to create the. There's a trippy book that I read when I was in school. It's called Dinotopia. And the whole idea was that we lived in a world that dinosaurs were around us like squirrels and birds and all that. And that's what they tried to do in the last one. Didn't really work. But yes, we don't want it, but you're going to get it. Yet another Jurassic Park movie with that. But hey, man, catch a bag when you can for those guys. All right, next up. Now, that is not the movie that is in my top 10 of all time.
Clearly.
Very clear. We come to a movie this day, 1987. An ensemble cast of action heroes. A lot of action heroes are in this movie.
Okay.
And it takes the plot of the movie is an elite commando unit.
Okay.
Who faces an unseen adversary in the jungle.
In the jungle?
Yes.
In the jungle. Oh. Is this one of the Alien vs. Predator movies? Predator?
Predator's correct.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
Predator's correct. Top 10 for me all time.
I need to see it.
I have it on Blu-ray. I can bring it for you tomorrow. That's one of them. Like, again, physical media, people are coming back. There are a few movies that I have to have in my collection. I'll give you one shot right in the shelf. This Batman, this why.
Yeah.
Predator is one of them. Predator is one of them. There's so many plot holes because, like, I sometimes retweet that all for the movies thing, and they'll do like a 40. Actually, I got to catch up because they have Jurassic Park from yesterday. They have, I almost spoiled today's. We'll get to that coming up. I saw today's already. And they do, like, all the run-throughs. You want to know the funniest thing about Predator? You know about Predator. He sees, like, the vision.
Yeah.
His heat vision would not work in the jungle because the jungle would be hotter than human body heat. You know, we run around at, like, 98.6. Yeah. It's 100 degrees. So in the vision that he sees the people, it's actually flipped. where it's meant to be that the exterior of it would be hot or colder. It's actually not. It'd be the inverse of it. Then there's so many other issues with that movie. The guy, you've never seen it. There's a guy, Mac, Bill Duke plays Mac. And they all have this little niche, right? They all have this little thing that they do. And his thing is that he just sits there and he dry shaves all the time. No elite commando would do that. That's opening yourself to infection out in the jungle. The other story goes, there was a guy on the film named Sonny Landham. And again, Schwarzenegger's the star, Carl Weathers, RIP, just all these, just Jesse the Body Ventura. And they had this guy named Sonny Landham. And I got to tell you this quick story about Schwarzenegger versus Jesse the Body in a second. So they had this guy named Sonny Landham. Jack, probably all roided up, former porn star. And he's in this movie, and they had to hire a bodyguard to walk around with him, not to protect him from people, to protect people from him, because he was a psycho.
Roid rage?
Something. So then there's a famous interview you can do. It's behind the scenes. So Jesse the Body Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they all would have to work out, like on the set. And Jesse comes up to Schwarzenegger, goes, we should measure biceps one day. So he's got the bigger arms, right? And he goes, yeah. So Arnold goes into the wardrobe department, and he says, hey, when Jesse comes in, tell him that he's got an inch bigger arms than mine. He goes, okay, great. So Jesse goes in, they measure him, and they go, hey, man, just so you know, we think you got 3 inches bigger than Arnold. And he goes, all right. Goes up to Arnold. He goes, hey, we should measure biceps. I'll bet you a bottle of champagne on it. Wow. And he goes, yeah, no problem. Schwarzenegger was 3 inches bigger than Jesse the Body and won the bottle of champagne. There's a little backstory there on Predator. Again, I love that movie. I don't know why it's such a great movie.
Chestnut checkers.
All right, here we go. Final one. This day, 1981. This was the introduction to a very popular character that spawned several sequels, including some that are still getting made that really don't deserve.
Okay.
The director of this film is in our bracket.
Okay.
I don't want to lay it up for you. I could. A very signature hat and whip for this particular character.
Indiana Jones.
Now, the thing is, what's the movie?
Crystals?
No, 1981. 1981, the first one. First Indiana Jones movie.
Oh, is that the newest one I just said?
Yeah, Crystal Kingdom, I think, is the newest one.
Oh, is this one the Dial of Destiny?
No, even before that. There were 3 movies before that.
Man, I
What? Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. There you go.
So here's the thing.
That's Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah, okay. He's still, yeah. So then it went Temple of Doom and then The Last Crusade. Solid, but there's nothing like Raiders of the Lost Ark. So the whole thing goes that
That's one
this
of
is
the Nazis, right?
Yeah, he's got to find the Ark and keep him away. So they originally the name of the movie is not Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was just the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But they introduced Indiana Jones,
I see.
And it was so popular that they had to go back and be like, actually, this is the beginning of the Indiana Jones franchise.
Okay.
They didn't expect this to take off the way that it did. So they made the second one, Temple, which is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Third one, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Are they worth watching?
The first one, you've not seen Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I've never seen an Indiana Jones.
The second one is fine. I like the second one as a kid more, just I think it more apps to a kid. The first one is just, it's so goated, man. It's so good.
Who directed that, Spielberg?
Yeah, with George Lucas. This was actually George Lucas's story that Steven Spielberg directed. And yeah, man, it's so, I still think it holds up to this day. The second one's fine. The third one has Sean Connery in it. He plays his dad. It's okay. And the new ones just suck. Don't even bother with the new ones. But Raiders of the Lost Ark is so freaking good, man.
Right.
It holds up. Go do it. All right, let's get to our wagers for tonight. You want to start with a little bit of Gardo's action for this evening?
Are you referring to our little savory boost?
Let's go! Guards, 3-1 here for you. Like it. Quan 2 over Bybee, and Jose's due for a home run. A healthy plus 2,500.
Put 10 on it?
I did.
I gotta tell you.
Yep. We're off Manzardo for a moment. I said I thought he was going to go yard in this series.
Jose's definitely going yard.
But I want to hit the boost. It's time for us to hit a boost. So I did put a 10 spot on it. Get to Tipico. Use that code Fontana150. You deposit $150. You will get 2 $75 protected bets for new customers. Terms and conditions apply. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And we also have our little bet going out the guys down in Cincinnati. So tonight is even more about the Guardians getting this win. So get it done. And let's get our bets now for the game tonight. Boston, a 2-point dog. What do I got on the over-under here? Total is 212. You know, like, I got to tell you, I think my favorite bet for tonight is the over.
Has that hit in the first 2 games? 212?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
But maybe it's due.
I think that is more in part it would hit if Kyrie was hitting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm assuming he's going to be back and be healthy. Of course, we know Boston, 9-game win streak. Their last 6 games against Dallas, Boston is 5-0-1 against the spread. Their last 6 against Dallas. They're on a 6-game win streak against the Mavericks. And they are 6-0 their last 6 games on the road. Now, here's where the under is the play. The total, the last 5 games of Boston playing on the road against Dallas, the under has hit 4 out of the last 5. Now, I say that to say this. That's regular season. This is playoffs. It's a little bit different. Flip it over for Dallas. 12-6 straight up in their last 18 games, but the under has hit 4 out of their last 5 games against Boston. Dallas, 12-4 straight up in their last 16 games at home, and Dallas is 13-7 against the spread their last 20 games when they play as the favorite. Trying to look here. Okay, so well, no, because here's the thing. The over-unders for the first 2 games were 217.5, 214.5. You had a 107.89 game. You didn't even crack 200, and you didn't do it, or you barely did it. The second game was 214. They played to 105.98, so they played to 203. They got to be due, right?
I'd like to think so, Matt.
Let me here. Can I do this for you? Do you want to more aptly look at their last 10 games as a mark to see what they are? Last 10 games, over under. Both teams are 5-5. Dallas is 2-2 on the over under at home. Boston's 2-2 on the road. Here's what I wanted to look with stats. Here it is. Okay. No. I got it. Last 10 games, points scored for Boston, 113. Dallas, 104. Ugh, yuck. You ain't winning anything with that. Yeah. Boston in their last 10 games is shooting 47% from the field. Dallas shooting 46%. So they're shooting it. Oh, man. Oh, no. Wait a minute. That's their last 10 to... Oh, my God. That's the last 10 games head-to-head against one another.
We really just need to know how they play on a Wednesday, Matt.
I can do that for you. I'm all screwed up. I wanted just their stats last time. Dallas is 7-0 against the spread their last 7 games when they play on a Wednesday. Dallas.
It's got to be.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? It's free money. I'm going to take the over as my play for tonight. I guess I'll take Dallas minus the 2.5. Ryan?
I don't know.
I know. Trust me.
I think Boston might go up 3-0.
All right. That's, again, I'm staying away from the spread. I'll just take the over-under on that for the game tonight. All right, we got our final spot. Wait a minute, we have a tie.
38%, come on.
How many votes? We're doing our bracket, best director, and we had 3 spots for 1. Hitchcock was out, but George Lucas and Clint Eastwood tie.
Yeah, you think they're exactly, it says they're exactly tied.
Usually it's like a point.
Yeah. Good gravy.
Pete says any list without all 3 of them is flawed. Well, I hate to tell you, Pete, they ain't all going to be in there. What do you want to do? Now, you and I have... you know what? I did vote. And I voted for Hitchcock. Mostly just to needle you a little bit.
Well, it didn't work.
So you did not vote, right?
I can't remember.
No, well, I was going to say, I'll give you the vote. Pick one. Do you want to just do Eastwood? He had the spot.
He did.
Give it to Eastwood. He had the spot. All
right.
All right. So groups 1 and 2 were not hard. Steven Spielberg, Scorsese, but they took down some names. Did they not?
Yeah.
Hang on. Stand by. Here we go. Scorsese took down Francis Ford Coppola, And Steven Spielberg took down David Fincher and George Miller. So tonight, read through it, Ryan. Groups 3 and 4, please.
All right, going group 3. Stanley Kubrick, Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, and the Coen brothers. That's stacked. You know me, though. I'm going Christopher
I know
Nolan.
you are. I'm going to go Coen brothers.
And then group 4, Quentin Tarantino, Ridley Scott, John Carpenter. And
John Carpenter.
I'm going Quentin.
John Carpenter.
So what were his movies besides Halloween, obviously?
The Thing and Escape from New York. Probably the most well-known.
I gotta imagine Quentin's going to run away with it.
Yeah.
And I gotta imagine Nolan's going to take
But
down.
here's the thing. I think if you ask, I'm pretty sure Quentin Tarantino has talked glowingly about John Carpenter.
I'm sure he has.
Quentin Tarantino. He talks about The Thing. He explains how The Thing impacted the creation of Reservoir Dogs. You got Reservoir Dogs because of John Carpenter's The Thing. Oh, I didn't even say that. Oh, I said The Thing. I said The Thing and Escape from New York, right? He said that with an interview with Stephen Colbert. So as much as I'm like, I like Quentin Tarantino, I'll give him credit, man. Like, he's a real historian. Like, he appreciates the people before him.
Yeah.
He'll run away with it as he should. But like John Carpenter, bro, you ever want to do a deep dive? And again, go to that, like, I tell you, the All About Movies thing, because they just do like a 50-thread thing of all this insight and all these movies. I can't wait to do the Jurassic Park. I did the Jurassic Park one last year. I'm going to do it again this year. And I'll do Raiders today. The thing about Halloween was they made this with like no budget. It was guerrilla style shooting, like all of that. And just my favorite scene of all of it. Have you seen Halloween?
Yes.
Okay. When he breaks into the hardware store and Loomis is standing there and he's in the car behind him and you're like, he's right there. He's right there. And he just drives past him and takes off. Just, oh man, I love that scene. That's such a good scene, man. Doing this with friends. Like, he cast his friends in this.
Hey, if it's a good movie, good script.
And then if you want to go to the Halloween theme, there's a video of John Carpenter out. Oh my God, who did he call? It was like a friend of his to do that theme. And just, how do you not just, man, didn't it just. I'm making the push for John Carpenter. It's going to be an uphill battle. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be a tough one. All right, vote on that at Matt Fontana Show. Appreciate everybody joining us today. Drop us a subscribe if you can on the YouTube channel, Matt Fontana Show. We're on Twitch, and you can always follow on Twitter, X, at Matt Fontana Show, and the Instagram for all the reels, which we appreciate very much. I asked you the same question yesterday. I'll do it again right here. By the time we get this show rolling tomorrow, will we have a head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I said yes yesterday, so I got to say yes today.
I keep waiting for it. They're bringing these guys in. They're interviewing them, trying to keep them away. Keep away from LA. I don't want them stealing. I have an innate fear that they're going to take Borrego. You want to know what, too? Lakers fans will riot if they hire James Borrego. They're going to be pissed. Cleveland, we accept you, man. We'll be happily to have you happier. So come on, James. Come on over here. Come on.
I'll clip that to him.
Send that to him. I think it's the better job. I really do think it's the better job.
I agree.
So they got to accept it. They got to accept it. So enjoy it. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Same time, 9 o'clock, big play. Appreciate you following. We'll talk to you then. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.